All right. So I want to open it up to you guys to ask questions. I'm just going to start with one question and give you all a chance to answer. This is kind of a simple one, but it's not so simple. Why do you make music?
That's a tough question, Joe. Dang. Let's start off with that. Y'all want to answer first? You want me just like that, huh?
Just like that. We don't got that much time. Come on, we're not going to chit chat. Let's get deep.
I got you. Let's get deep. I think the biggest reason I make music is because it gave me this opportunity, like I was saying. It gave me this opportunity and this exploration of myself that I never really found. You know, being a college kid, you go through this period of time where you really don't know who you are, but making music I felt so comfortable and almost to a sense invincible. And so I think that's the biggest thing for me, because I never really had confidence going up. So then music gave me that. And so that's my
Alright, so now it's short and simple, you know, the music really gave me an opportunity to write my way out of a harsh reality. You know, I grew up in a pretty enough neighborhood, born in Camden, New Jersey, raised in Little Haven, Miami, South Florida. So it gave me an opportunity to write my way out of that situation, and I'm here and I'm still doing it.
I started playing music as just an outlet to be creative, and then it kind of turned into a career. So right now there's a fine line between like it being a necessity so that I can eat, but also like nourishment because I need it to feel something.
I make music because about a year ago I was watching an interview of it was of Six, who's Logic's like in-house producer, and when I saw him break down a beat, something to it was I was just like, that looks super fun to do. I think I'd be good at that. I want to try it. And I found that the software you have to use for it is like super expensive, you know, and stuff like that. So I found an app on my phone and started making music on there, you know, every day. And it's just, you know, I know it's the title, but it's just what I love to do, you know, and it's a way I can express myself. So that's why I like to do it.
I make music because it's my identity. I've been playing drums since I was 4 years old, and that's when consciousness kicked in for me in life. My earliest memories go back to 4 years old, so all I've known my whole life is drums and rhythm. So when I play drums, I feel like I'm actually speaking myself. So that's why I make music.
We got a couple microphones. I want to get questions from you guys. Anybody wants to step up and ask any of us any questions?
Yes, you jumped up. We're ready to answer this question.
Go ahead. Oh, no. So, first off, I want to say, as someone who has been kind of at very amateur level experimenting with music for years, this is some of the most inspiring shit I've seen. I wanted to ask you, Joseph Gordon, what was your process with slimming down? You know, I'm sure you got hundreds of thousands of submissions. How did you kind of select what you were going to use, and how did you show to Bobby before you threw the final cut?
Sure, yeah, and because it's true, that's a good question. There were a ton of contributions, and we weren't going to ask Bobby, who's very busy, to listen to every single one, which isn't to say that he wouldn't want to. It's just the reality of life in the world and only 24 hours in a day. In fact, if we can have another hand, because there's some people here tonight that worked very, very hard on making this, in addition to on camera, there's Sam, there's Greg, there's Brian, there's Jeff, Aaron's always making sure I'm not fucking up.
Ian Rock.
And Ian, goddammit, thank you, Catherine. Sorry, Ian. But so there was, it was really Sam and Greg and Jeff, who amongst, you know, the first layer is actually the community itself. Because this is all happening transparently on, you know, on a platform. So it's just when people are hitting those heart buttons or leaving those comments, or especially when people are remixing each other. You know, I didn't hear Kearney's horns until I heard Fox and Mute's version. I didn't like hear her individual contribution. I heard Fox and Mute used her horns and spaceships, guitars, and other people's all these elements put together. So when people are remixing each other, it's the community that really does that first layer of filtration. Then it was Greg and Sam and Jeff who presented me with a ton of options that I sat and listened to, and we narrowed down the list of options that we would present to Bobby in the studio, and then you saw what happened when he heard those options and composed the track. That's how that worked. This time?
How long was it between when you did the conference call and when you actually got to shoot the music video? And were you nerve-wracked for the musicians? Like in between the time before you were selected and when you got to go and kind of see the music?
You have no idea. Yeah, crazy. It was crazy. I remember that moment that they're depicting where Joe comes on, then Logic comes on. I just remember watching that and I'm seeing all these faces like this. And I'm like, something special is gonna happen because no one's like that happy all the time. Especially I remember you were just like, and I'm looking at you and we haven't even met yet. And then when both of y'all came on, I was like, oh, this is legit. Like this is actually happening. I know, it was surreal.
I was nervous because I was under contract on tour and they weren't gonna let me go until very close to the cutoff. So I'm just fortunate to be able to do it. So I had a whole mic. Yeah, me too.
This time?
Hi, I just wanted to ask the artist what your favorite part of the experience was.
Joe knows on the chest bump. Okay, I'd say, honestly, my favorite part of the experience, and this is gonna sound a little weird, but I wish everyone was here, but one of them, I'll say one of them because there's plenty, but one of them was this morning when I got to see you guys, because it's been months since I've seen these guys. And it really felt like we didn't skip a beat. I saw Laura, I saw Josh, and I just group hugged them. It was just that moment, so I'd say that developing a friendship with all of you guys is definitely my favorite moment for sure.
Yeah, to me, we feel almost like a family. We have a bond that we've known each other, 1 or 2 days. Yet we feel like we've known each other for a lifetime. It's crazy, and I've never felt anything like that before with anyone. So it's really cool to be able to be a part of that.
I think my favorite part of the whole situation was just how professional and seamless the Hit Record team made the process, because there was a lot involved. You're talking about flights from different countries, all these different schedules and stuff to put together, and they made it was seamless. So I really enjoyed that being in the music a little bit. So that was favorite part of the whole thing.
I have to give credit to Bobby and Joe because they took care of us every single step of the way. Joe was with us the entire time. It was actually cold. When you look at the music video, we all have hoodies on. It was cold and raining, but they weren't in their trailers hiding out while we were there shivering. They were there with us in the elements and every single step of the way. So I give them credit for all of that and really being grounded with us and walking us through us. There was parts in there. Logic said, if you're feeling any anxiety, I'm going to hold you by the hand and walk you through this, so let me know. So they're really down to earth and real humble men, and it's really awesome to work with them. So.
Hi. So this literally inspired me. I want to go home and hit record.
Yeah.
Sit down on the piano. So I have a two-part question. First for you, Joe. I've heard about what you were doing, but I haven't been to the website yet. How many contributors do you guys have on there now?
There's 700,000 registered users. Wow. It's hilarious because this thing started so many years ago and it was just tiny. And we were always wondering if it gets bigger, will it change? And I remember when we went from 700 to 7,000, I was like, I hope it doesn't get negative and mean because the internet can be that way. And then we went from 70,000 to 70,000, and I was like, I hope it's not gonna get mean. And then now we're at 700,000, and pretty soon I guess we'll cross 1 million. And I think as long as we just keep it about the human beings, keep it about the collaborative spirit, keep it about what can we all do together, that I'm a believer that it'll stay this way. And that's a long answer to your question.
The second part is for you guys. Do you have any, because I play piano and sing, do you have any special recording equipment at home, or is it just an iPhone? How can you?
You got it.
My whole part was done on my phone. No computers, no software. Just tapped in the notes like it was like an iPhone game. So to me, that shows that if you put the work in, even though I've only been doing it for like 6 months, if you put the work in, because I did it every day. Like if you put the work in, your equipment doesn't matter. You'll get where you want to be. And you know, eventually, if you're being successful, you can make those upgrades. But it's to me like the software you have isn't going to make you a great artist. It's the work you put in.
Yeah.
I would say both of this, because your recording equipment is going to be different. If you're spending money in a studio, save that money, invest in the recording software, and learn how to do it. That's going to be your best investment you ever make in your entire music career, and it's working.
I'll say I joined Hit Record 7 years ago, and at that time I didn't have any recording equipment, and I learned step by step along the way about how to do it properly. So it's a really great place to learn how to do everything, really.
So I started crying 5 minutes in, and I cried consistently the whole time.
So did I, girl.
I was so inspired, so thank you so much. I'm interested, like, seeing the human connection from the internet is so incredible, and so I'm curious about, like, the future of the human connection with Hit Record, like gatherings, concerts, like, have you kind of thought about that, bringing people together that way physically?
Yeah, you know, we've done a lot of live events over the years, and we haven't in the last couple just because of capacity, but in fact, not our very, very first event, but our second live event was at South by Southwest in 2010. And I love it when people can come together physically, and I absolutely want that to keep happening. So yeah, that's definitely on the agenda.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
So, in my experience, working with different groups, you know, there's always challenges.
That's Tom?
Indeed.
Oh, fuck, dude. You're a really good friend of my brother's, and I haven't seen him in years. What are you going to say?
Well, so my wife and I, we've been working in
You married?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, man.
So
Anna was here at this time.
I was crying like crazy for reasons that weren't implied. But we've been working like crazy to help lots of different groups in the community and social justice, just like in the environment. And I know how hard it can be because there's so much ego still inherent in our capitalistic society and competition. So what is the essence of what makes Hit Record work? What is the essence of this film, of collaboration? Like, how do we translate that to the world? And what's the secret? Like, how do we make the transformation from the fear that's inherent in every one of us to the place of beauty that is the film that we just saw?
That's a very flattering question. Thank you. I don't think I can answer that, but will you guys try to answer that?
Yeah, holy cow. I'll say this, and I know we were having discussions about this earlier. I think the biggest